and my father told me to earn my own. The moment I stepped into my son's mansion, I knew I didn't belong there anymore. The house was magnificent, white marble floors, tall chandeliers, and my father told me to earn my own, and an air of luxury that screamed success. But beneath that glitter, something was missing: warmth. It wasn't a home, it was a palace built of pride. Mom, me to earn my own. And could you make sure the table is spotless before the guests arrive? My daughter-in-law, Clara, said sharply, handing me a rag. She didn't even look at me. And my father me to earn my own. She was too busy adjusting the gold, trimmed napkins and arranging imported flowers. My son Daniel didn't say a word. He just stood there, straightening his tie, and my father to earn my own, his eyes glued to his reflection in the mirror. It had been years since I'd been invited to stay with them. I was thrilled when Daniel called, saying, "Mom." And my father told me to earn my own. "We'd love for you to spend some time here. We're having an important dinner this weekend. Our company's CEO is coming." My father told me to earn my own. "It'll mean a lot if you're here." But from the moment I arrived, I realized why they'd really invited me. They wanted help, someone to cook, clean, and serve quietly in the background. And my father told me to earn my own, and every morning Clara would hand me a list of chores: polish the silverware, vacuum the guest rooms, iron the linens. Daniel barely spoke to me except to remind me not to embarrass them, to earn my own. "Mom, just try to stay out of the way when the guests arrive, okay?" I swallowed the pain. After all, I had raised this boy alone. I'd worked double shifts, washed clothes by hand. Me to earn my own, and walked miles to school meetings just to see him smile. And now, the very son who once clung to my skirt, calling me his hero, couldn't even look me in the eyes. To earn my own. The night of the big dinner finally came. The mansion was glowing, the table was a work of art, and Clara was dressed like royalty. I stayed in the kitchen, silently stirring the soup. To earn my own, making sure everything was perfect, the doorbell rang. "He's here," Clara hissed, almost trembling with excitement. Everyone looked sharp. "This is Mr. Raymond Bennett." To earn my own, CEO of Bennett Enterprises. If this goes well, Daniel might finally get that promotion. I peeked from the kitchen doorway as the tall, silver-haired man entered. His presence commanded respect. Daniel rushed forward, shaking his hand, nearly bowing. "It's an honor to have you here, sir," he said, his voice filled with admiration. They all sat down, and my father told me to earn my own, laughing and chatting while I stood in the kitchen, unnoticed, listening to their conversation drift in and out. I was about to quietly place the main course on the serving tray when I heard Mr. Bennett say something that made me freeze. "You know, this meal smells incredible," he said. "Who's your chef?" Clara laughed lightly. "Oh, just our helper, Anon. She's my husband's mother. She likes to keep busy." There was a sudden pause at the table. The kind that freezes the air. Then Mr. Bennett slowly stood up. "My own." His eyes widened as he turned toward the kitchen. "Excuse me," he said softly, walking toward me. When his eyes met mine, a broad smile spread across his face. Maria Thompson. "Is that really you?" I was stunned. "Mr. Bennett." I was recognizing him instantly. Everyone watched in silence as he walked over and embraced me warmly. "It is you!" Whom he had earned my own, the woman who trained half the culinary staff at Starlight Resort, the best chef I've ever known. "My goodness, where have you been all these years?" Clara's face turned pale. Daniel's fork slipped from his hand. I've just smiled faintly. "I retired a few years ago. I've just been spending time with family." "Family, mister?" My father own. Bennett looked confused for a moment before turning toward Daniel. "Wait, you're her son." Daniel nodded slowly, shame creeping across his face. Mr. Bennett chuckled in disbelief. "And my father told me to earn my own. Do you have any idea how many world-class chefs learned from your mother? She built the foundation of our resort's culinary excellence. To earn my own. Her name is practically legendary in our kitchens." Oh, the silence was deafening. Clara's forced smile trembled as she tried to laugh it off. "Oh, we didn't know she missed her." My turn and my own. Bennett interrupted, his tone turning serious. "Didn't know. You should be proud. I've dined all over the world, and your mother's dishes are unforgettable." To earn my own, tonight's meal. It's hers, isn't it? The Daniel nodded, his eyes fixed on the table. Mr. Bennett smiled at me again. "Maria, you've outdone yourself. And my father told me to earn my own. You always had the magic touch." That night, after everyone left and the echoes of laughter faded, Daniel came to the kitchen, his eyes glistening with guilt. "Namai." I'm so sorry. I looked at him quietly, wiping the counter one last time. Sorry for what, Daniel? He swallowed hard. For forgetting who you are, my father, to earn my own, for treating you like a stranger in your own family. Tears blurred my vision. I'd waited so long to hear those words. Son, I said softly, I never needed your money or your mansion, and my fathered me to earn my own. I just wanted your respect. Remember, success means nothing if you forget where you came from. Clara came in then, still in her elegant dress but with tears streaming down her cheeks. I was so wrong, she whispered. I judged you because I thought you were ordinary. I smiled faintly. There's nothing wrong with being ordinary, and my father told me to earn my own, but kindness, that's what makes people extraordinary. From that night on, everything changed. They no longer treated me like a maid. They treated me like family, and my father me to earn my own. Daniel even asked me to teach Clara how to cook the same dishes that had impressed Mr. Bennet. Weeks later, I received a letter from Mr. to earn my own. To Bennet himself, an invitation to her return as a guest instructor for a culinary seminar. Would be honored to have you share your wisdom again, it read. And my father told me to earn my own. As I stood in front of my kitchen window, watching the morning sun rise, I felt something I hadn't felt in years, peace. I had given everything to my son, and though he'd lost his way, and my father to earn my, he had finally found it again, because sometimes life has a way of reminding people of who truly matters. And that night, in the glow of recognition and regret, told me to earn my own. My son finally remembered the most important lesson I'd ever taught him. Never forget the hands that raised you.